Hello everyone and welcome back. This is going to be another sort of appended video that's going to be meant more for the beginning. This is going to be an alternate install. It's going to be for Visual Studio 2010. In this case it's extremely straightforward. You're just going to go to this URL, which I'll post down beneath in the video description, and you're going to download Visual C++ 2010 Express. Select English or your native language of choice. And you're just going to download the installer. It's going to be sort of a web installer. And it's going to have you download and install, realistically, an awful lot of stuff. I believe that the install is quite a bit larger than NetBeans. It asks you if you want to install stuff that's not really relevant, like SQL Server 2008, which we're going to skip. And it requires a 737 meg install. So I'm not going to install it. Setting it up is very similar. I think I still might have Visual Studio 2010 on here. No, it looks like I deleted it, but I still have my all my settings and stuff from when I did have it installed. I probably still have the ISO too. Anyways, you can do that. It's going to be a more reliable compiler, but you're going to lose out a lot on the IDE side of it, which is the actual space in which you develop. There are going to be alternatives to that even. There's one called CodeBlocks, and that's going to be available at codeblocks.org. I'm just going to go right on record and say that I didn't really enjoy CodeBlocks. The UI didn't really please me at all, and it didn't seem like it was very straightforward. I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I'll download it and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. Hopefully my PS3 download in the background isn't going to disturb this too much. There's also other ones like the Bloodshed Dev C++ compiler in IDE. So that is going to run on Cygwin and GCC, which you already have installed. It's just a much more basic compiler than we've been using. I think Bloodshed is kind of on its way out. I wouldn't recommend using it, but to each their own. Maybe that appeals to you. Let's see, there's a bunch more that just don't come to mind at the moment, but for now I'll kind of demo CodeBlocks to you. Again, I don't really enjoy it, but I'm not everyone, so this should install in just a second. And sure, we'll run CodeBlocks. And as you can see, I have quite a few compilers here. Goodness knows I've been programming for a little while. We're going to use the GCC compiler because it's what I've always used. Leave everything as it is. And so what I'll do here is make a new project. We're just going to make a console application. That's what we've been doing so far. And we're going to make it in C++. Project title, we'll just call it tutorial 1. I somehow misspelled tutorial. And I'll just create it in Documents, My Documents, new folder, CodeBlocks. Okay. So we're just going to create a new file. Okay. And apparently it decided to make it a C file, even though I'm pretty sure that this project was supposed to be CPP. Okay, so we're just going to make a C++ source file. Again, I really haven't tinkered around too much with this. Full path of my new file. Do I need that? Okay, so we're going to say, alright, so we'll just do a simple hello world. Include IOStream using namespace std int main. Return. Oh my god. I've always said that I have issues talking and typing at the same time. And we'll just do cout. Hello world. So that's a simple hello world, and I suppose it's alright, but as you can see, the text type is actually, or the text size is a little bit smaller. I'm going to assume that, you know, compile and build and such is going to be in here. So we're going to try running it. And I'm not entirely sure that did anything. Build and run. Okay, so it's telling me that I'm using an invalid compiler, so apparently I didn't plan this out too well. Again, I haven't used CodeBlocks in quite some time because I don't really like it. Especially for tutorials, it just seems like this is going to be too small for you guys to read well, especially when you put it beside, you know, netbeans, which seems a lot bigger and easier to read by comparison. So again, these are just some alternatives that you guys can look into. I'm going to continue tutoring this series in NetBeans. You can use whatever you want, honestly. The output is going to be the same, you know, whatever you use as far as a IDE isn't really going to matter. Some of them will run better native in Windows. The primary reason why I'm using NetBeans is because you can use it in a variety of operating systems and operating configurations. The primary reasons I didn't advise Visual C++ Express is because, you know, there's a long list of reasons that I kind of outlined in a Reddit post on Learn Programming. So with that said, I'm going to cut this video off here and just say, if you're not comfortable with NetBeans, or if NetBeans is giving you problems, it's entirely possible that it is a problem with the compiler that's attached to it. It gets a little finicky, especially in Windows. So give something else a try. Alright, this is just my alternative sort of video, showing you guys just a couple more IDEs that you can possibly use or potentially use. If you're in Windows and you want the absolute minimum amount of hassle, use Visual Studio. I still highly recommend NetBeans just because of, you know, a lot of the things it has. Contextual highlighting and the way that it changes strings to be certain colors, the fact that it's very extensible, that you have templates, that it's very standards compliant, but I digress. You know, everybody learns in their own way. So give a few different IDEs a try. You might find one much easier to learn on than another. Alright, and with that, I'm Damien. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you guys get your IDE troubles sort of settled. Alright, see ya.